Hey everyone! Let's talk about German history. It's not just one boring story, but a whole bunch of exciting stories all mixed together. It's a story that's been going on for a super long time, with lots of different people and cultures adding to it. School books tell us the basics, but there are so many cool stories they leave out. These stories give us a much better understanding of what really happened in Germany. From the very beginning, Germany's story is all about the Germanic tribes. These weren't just wild warriors like you might think. They were super important in shaping Europe, and we'll see how. So get ready to explore some hidden parts of German history. It's going to be a fun ride. So, you probably think of Germanic tribes as tough fighters, right? Well, they were way more than that. They were amazing artists, clever traders, and they really loved nature. They had their own ways of running things, with different rules and traditions depending on the tribe. From the forest to the sea, these tribes were awesome at making things. Think cool jewelry, weapons and tools. And they weren't just practical, they were beautiful too, decorated with symbols and stories. They also had smart ways of making decisions. Wise elders would get together and talk things out, kind of like a democracy. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, picture this. The mighty Roman Empire wants to take over everything. But the Germanic tribes are like, nope, this is our land. The Battle of the Teutoburg Forest in 9 AD was a huge smackdown. The Germanic tribes, led by a guy named Arminius, totally crushed the Romans. It was a big shock for the Romans and stopped them from taking over Germany. But it wasn't always fighting. Sometimes they traded stuff, shared ideas, and even moved between cultures. The Romans learned some things from the Germanic tribes, and the Germanic tribes picked up some Roman ways too. It was a real mix. We all know names like Charlemagne, right? But there were other kings and queens who were super important, even if they're not as famous. These unsung heroes really shaped Germany too. One cool king was Henry the Fowler. He helped start the Holy Roman Empire and fought off invaders. Then there's Empress Theophanu, a princess who married a Holy Roman Emperor. She was really smart and loved art, and she helped connect the East and West. Pretty impressive. Germany's culture is way more interesting than just Oktoberfest. There were lots of cool art and ideas that came from Germany. One big movement was called Sturm und Drang, which means storm and stress. It was all about big emotions and being yourself. Famous writers like Goethe were part of this. Then there's the Bauhaus movement. They wanted to make art and design that was simple and useful. You can still see their influence today. Germany has had so many amazing scientists, but some important scientists haven't gotten the attention they deserve. Lise Meitner was a super smart physicist who helped discover nuclear fission, even though it was hard for women scientists back then. And Robert Koch figured out what caused diseases like tuberculosis, which helped doctors save lives. When we think about resistance in Germany, we often think of big groups fighting back. But there were also lots of small acts of bravery by everyday people. Like Sophie Scholl, a student who spoke out against the Nazis even though it was dangerous. These brave people showed that even small acts of resistance can make a big difference. The Berlin Wall coming down was a huge moment, but it wouldn't have happened without brave people in East Germany who resisted the government. They shared secret books, listened to forbidden radio stations, and did lots of other things to fight for freedom. One brave woman, Barbel Boly, spoke out against the government even though they tried to stop her. She's a true hero. The stories we tell about the past are really important. They help us understand today and what we want for the future. By learning about forgotten stories, we get a better picture of what really happened. These stories show us that even in hard times, people can be brave, creative, and inspiring. So, let's keep exploring these hidden stories. They're pretty amazing.